They were already seated when I walked into the conference room, hands folded like prayer, eyes scanning the walls for proof that I had done well without them. My mother's mouth tightened when she saw me. My father stood, stiff and expectant. He said my name like it was a debt. "We're here to meet our grandson." The word echoed. Grandson, a title they'd resurrected when it suited them. I didn't sit. I watched them take in the glass walls, the city below, the quiet authority of the place. This was not the home they threw me out of with a duffel bag and a silence that lasted 2 decades. This was something I built with my teeth clenched and my spine straight. I remember the night it began, 10th grade, a pink line, a future collapsing into a hallway argument that smelled like bleach and disappointment. My mother cried like I'd died. My father didn't cry at all. He opened the door and pointed. No questions, no plan, no mercy. "Don't come back," he said. So I didn't. I slept on couches. I learned hunger. I learned how quickly love evaporates when it costs money or reputation. The boy vanished first. My parents followed. What remained was a small, violent promise forming under my ribs. Survive now, settle accounts later. I noticed the patterns early, how people change when they think you're weak, how kindness comes with strings, how institutions protect those who look respectable. I paid attention. I finished school. I worked nights. I signed forms with hands that shook and eyes that didn't. I kept the baby. I named him alone. I loved him fiercely and quietly, like a secret weapon. Years stacked, losses, wins. I learned restraint. I learned law. I learned how to make a plan that looked like patience from the outside. My parents never called. They never sent money. They never asked if the baby lived. That was the evidence. Not a message or a moment, an absence so complete it became a confession. The shift came when my father's business made the news. Fraud, layoffs, lawsuits. My mother's church friends stopped returning calls. The world tilted. Suddenly, I existed again. I could feel the gravitational pull of need reaching for me across the years. I didn't react. I researched. I incorporated. I invested. I donated under names that didn't trace back to me. I bought the building across from my father's old office and let the lease lapse. I hired the right people and let the wrong ones underestimate me. I kept my son out of it. He deserved a childhood, not a vendetta. The first email came last winter. Polite, warm. "We'd love to reconnect." The second was bolder. The third made demands. That's when I replied. 1 sentence, 1 meeting, my office, noon. Back in the conference room, my mother smoothed her scarf. My father cleared his throat. "He must be very successful," he said, nodding at the skyline. "Our grandson." I finally sat. I pressed a button on the table. The door opened. They leaned forward together, hope synchronized. A young man entered, calm, composed, dark suit, a file tucked under his arm. He looked at me and nodded, professional and kind. He did not look at them. My mother's smile faltered. My father frowned. "Is this?" "This," I said, "is Daniel Reyes." Daniel set the file down and spoke evenly. "I'm the court-appointed trustee overseeing the liquidation of your remaining assets." Silence fell hard. My father laughed once, sharp. "No, we're here to see—" "You are," I said, "and you have." My mother's face drained. "That's not—" "He's not biologically related to you," I said. "You forfeited that when you threw me out, legally, emotionally, completely." Daniel opened the file. Papers slid across the table. Deeds, judgments, signatures, their signatures, copied and certified. The past, documented. My father's hands trembled. "You planned this." "I survived this," I said. "Planning came later." Daniel continued, clinical. "You'll vacate the property by Friday. Accounts are frozen pending review. There will be no appeal." My mother reached for me, then stopped. Her eyes searched my face for the girl she abandoned. She didn't find her. "We just wanted to meet him," she whispered. "You wanted access," I said, "to money, to care, to a story that made you look forgiven." I stood. The city hummed beyond the glass. "You don't get titles you didn't earn." They left smaller than they arrived. No scene, no shouting, just the quiet collapse of entitlement. After, I walked to the window and let the relief settle. Not joy, not anger, balance. The kind that comes when the weight finally shifts off your chest. I thought of the night I was told to leave. I thought of the years I carried everything alone. Justice doesn't always roar. Sometimes it waits. Sometimes it wears a suit and speaks softly and closes the door behind it. They came looking for a grandson. They found a reckoning. And I went home to my son, who calls me Mom, and never had to know the sound of a door closing on love.